So after logging into your HubSpot account for the very first time, what some of you all may be brought to, you may be brought to what looks like your contact record, which you may normally have, which is like a test user, and then you may either have Brian Halligan or Damish Shah as your initial two contacts. The main area that we want to talk about today is going to the settings and setting up some of your standard default settings. To achieve this, you will go to settings, which is to the top left. And the first area that you want to take a look at is general. Now in general settings, you would be looking at 5 main areas, which would be profiles, emails, calling, calendar, and task. Right now we are on the profile. This will just be a matter of you going in and adjusting your profile. You're putting in your avatar, you're putting in your first and last name, and of course you are setting up your time zone. So it will reflect number sequences, date sequences, date and time sequences, and of course you can also now choose which country you are from. So of course you can put in your respective number by default. One important space as it relates to this particular profile is where it says default. So when you log in to HubSpot moving forward, you can actually set what will be your default view. So it could be your activity feed, your ads, based upon your role, whether it's an entrepreneur, a sales professional, or a marketer. You can choose what you need to see or what you want to see when you're coming into HubSpot for the very first time. Let's say, for instance, as a sales professional, you may want to come in and the first thing that you want to see every single time is your tasks. So you can look at your tasks right here. Or if it is that you are in the space of marketing, you may want to pay attention to some of your marketing dashboards. So you may want to look at marketing from this particular space. Or if it is that your role is to send out particular email marketing campaigns, or you are in the service related field and you have a lot of inbox or tickets that's normally showing up, this is where you get the ability of doing it from here. Once you've made your adjustments, you would now click save. The other space that you'll be going on to would be emails, and this is where you're going to be setting up your email inbox. So it would always ask you to connect your personal account. I already have mine set up. The other thing that they will ask you to do is really go about setting up your email signature. So if you were to go into here and set up your email signature, you can actually copy and paste what you already have in your Gmail or in your Outlook, or you can actually create a brand new email signature and bring it into HubSpot. You also have things like your never log list. I'll explain that in a separate video. And based upon what type of email client that you are using, you get to download HubSpot's sales extension. So again, we're working in terms of setting up every single thing within these first default panes. The other one is really calling. Calling represents how are you going to use HubSpot with connected apps to make calls. Now, if you're from the Caribbean, specifically Trinidad and Tobago, this will not be a main feature for you. But if you are outside and you do have the ability of connecting call applications like AirCall, you would now be able to use this from here. The other one is really now setting up your calendar, which I have created a video for already that I will share with you. This is where you get the ability of setting up your calendar, whether you're on Office 365 or you are using Outlook or Gmail. You get the ability of setting up your calendar and creating meeting links so that you can have easier transitions of customers meeting with you. The last one here would now represent tasks. Tasks give you the ability of now setting what is your due date going to be. So you can now say, okay, when I have my tasks, I want all of my tasks to have a standard due date of 2 days from the day that's actually being set. And you can also say, well, based upon your own preferences, I want to start tackling all of my tasks at 12 p.m. or at 9:15 or at first thing in the morning. The cool thing with this is that it gives you the ability to be flexible based upon your time. So you may have some people who may only want to deal with certain tasks on a Tuesday or on a Thursday or after lunch, because the first half of the day you're doing particular things, and now you can set as to whether you want to receive a reminder either at the time or 30 minutes or 1 day or 1 week ahead of time, and it's all subjective as to what you need to do. So that's how you deal with the general pane. And from there, what we're going to do in subsequent videos is I'm going to talk about notifications and your standard default settings.